made it to part number 7.
Part 7.
We did it, Brian.
We did it. Wasn't that hard? It took 6-7 months.
It took 7 months, but we did it. Episode 1 actually, or part 1 actually goes up in a couple minutes. Today is, I mean, you see the watermark on Brian's chest. We got to do this out of nowhere. Like, this literally just came up with an idea that it almost didn't come into fruition because you didn't want to do it. I remember, like, December, I had told you about the idea.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it.
And at first you're like, dude, it's not a podcast. I'm not trying to do a podcast. I'm not. And what we decided for the 7th part of this series is talk to you about what's next. If this series is going to continue, if it's not. And we're just basically going to talk shit for like 30 minutes. Like, just catch up with one another, see what's going on. It's literally halfway through the year. It's July 1st right now. And we're 3 days away from 4th of July. Any plans?
3 days away from 4th of July. Well, you know, the way I celebrate 4th of July is a little different than everybody. I usually watch The Patriot with Mel Gibson. I watch a couple Revolutionary War documentaries.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
I thought you were like waiting for the pun so I could kick in.
No. So I'm a little different.
But that's why I
eat some hot dogs and cheeseburgers or something. Something American.
I'm gonna go in real quick to a sidebar.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you, because the last time we shot an episode, we're watching TV, and I remember we're on YouTube, and you had told me, hey man, like, your YouTube is so totally different, like, because of the recommended and what I watch and stuff. It's like mostly bloggers.
Oh yeah.
And then you had told me, oh, check out Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for introducing me to Dave Ramsey, because sometimes there's like signs, right?
Yeah.
And like the first, like, I'm big on signs, and you know this. Like, the first thing I noticed was like, okay, his name's Dave Ramsey, right?
Yeah.
Initials DR.
Yeah.
You switch those around, it's RD.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that was his logo.
Yeah,
I didn't notice until you mentioned
I don't want to steal it, but you know, if I steal it in the future, you'll know why.
Yeah.
No, but I want to say thank you, because as soon as you told me that day, I heard a few videos. I was like, okay, I don't know, I'm on the fence with this guy, right? And then at work the next day, I was just listening to more and more and more, and I got into him. And I don't know if you did this purposely or if you just did it because you just, you know, out of sight, but you go to tell me, and then I go try to tell my cubicle neighbor, right? It's this man who's, you know, mid-40s, lives at home with his mom still, mid-40s, man, and has a gambling issue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
has he called Dave Ramsey?
No. Here's the thing, though. The dude is always complaining that he has a $500 car note.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, I just started listening to this guy. Like, you should listen to them, you know? He's like, all right, give him a check out. Next day, walks into the office, comes in. He's like, dude, that guy you put me on, he's like, he's a fucking prick.
Really?
And I'm like...
Oh, my God.
And I'm like...
No, see, I've tried to tell other people about Dave Ramsey, too, and I've gotten, like, the same sort of vibe, like, the same response from people, where they're like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. And I'm like, I know you're not going to check them out. Yeah. And like, that sucks for you, because you're going to be screwed up for the next 20 years.
Okay,
you know?
so the way that I'm noticing, it's like, this man is like the grandpa that I never had.
Yeah.
Right? He's older. I've sent you links of like him and Ben Shimper. I've like, that's the thing with me though. Like, people don't, like, a lot of people don't know, I have an addictive personality. So when I get into something, and you know it from all aspects that I've gotten. When I get into it, I go.
No,
like,
I'm the same way. Like, if there's like a hobby I get into, I dive deep into it.
So, just you telling me that, I was like, man, did Brian do this? Because like, we've been talking about financial situations and where we're at, and if you want to touch up a little bit on it before we end the episode, which I for sure am, but I just wanted to say that this series and like everything that you show. So like, okay, going back to my cubicle neighbor, he tells me this, and I just look at him, I'm like, dude, this is the reason why you're in your mid-40s, you live with your mom, and you have a gambling issue, and you complain about not having money. Like, dude, you've been in this industry for 20 years. I'm sure you make good money, but like, all the money goes into so I'm like, I'm not trying to be you in my next 20 years, because he has 20 years on me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, hey, I try to tell him maybe he's too old already. He doesn't care. But I'm like, man, Brian. So I kept listening. I've listened. And dude, I've done everything. Like at first I didn't understand. Like this guy is like what would you call him? Like a financial guru or?
No. I would say he's a financial advisor. I mean, a guru is somebody who's like, kind of like Tony Robbins.
Okay, so
no offense to Tony Robbins, but sometimes he's a little,
But that's the thing, though. So you put me on, and dude, I've been like just balls.
Because when you watch him, the thing is that like there's nothing that you can disagree with. I mean, he's
correct.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm saying like financially. When
it comes to numbers,
when it comes to his financial advice, yeah,
him and numbers.
Because if you disagree with what he's saying, I mean, that's kind of foolish and silly. Because it's like he's been doing it for 25 years. There's no scam in it. I mean, he's giving away the information literally for free.
Correct.
Sure, he has a couple books that he sells, and he sells his Financial Peace University or whatever. But usually he gives those away for free on his show too.
Yeah.
And if you just listen to his free content, you can fix your life.
But we're not here to promote Dave Ramsey whatsoever. No. I just wanted to say thank you for getting me into this guy, because that was a sign that I needed. And like, I'm in the financial, I don't want to say ruins, but
me and you are in when we started this series, me and you were like kind of in the same financial situation. Me a little bit worse, but I say me a heck of a lot worse. But we were both in like the same kind of financial like struggle.
Yeah.
So this series is interesting because it shows us from then to now, and what has changed and
what's about to happen,
and what's gonna happen, what our plans are,
and that's what I'm looking for.
We keep talking about money in this series, but it's because it's the biggest thing happening right now to us. It's like the thing that's on our mind.
But that's what I wanted to say, like, because you brought me this guy, dude. I can say within the next year I will be out of debt. And here's the thing that I want to acknowledge to you, and it's not like I'm trying to like kiss up to you or anything like that, But listen, like when I met you, you were a kid who I could not get a response via text message.
Yeah.
For damn near a month.
That's true.
I would text this guy and it'd take him a month. I'm like, dude, like what the? Yeah. We're over here talking about making a movie.
Yeah.
And I can't even get a text back. But now it's like, we've built this rapport, but it's taking years. We're going on to 4 or 5 years of a friendship.
Yeah.
So we've seen each other in different aspects in our life, and we talk personally off camera and everything like that. Things about personal stuff. So the fact that I've seen you grow to the point where it's like, dude, just even doing this show, you've shown me that you've changed. Because, like, I told you about it. You were on the rocks about it. You're like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. Yeah. Maybe yes or no. Once you agreed yes.
I try to talk myself out of a lot of things.
Once you said yes, we made it, dude. It's July 1st. We're here.
Yeah.
You did it. So thank you for sticking through it.
No problem, man. I mean, thank you for sort of, because it's you, because he keeps nagging me so much when it comes to like a new idea and stuff. Because usually I'll be like, and I'll try to talk myself out of it. And if you let me talk myself out of it, I probably will.
Yeah.
But you hold me accountable.
Okay.
You keep nagging me about things, so it's like, it's always this thing that's there. I can't just run away from it.
Yeah.
And like we've done videos and podcasts together, like plenty.
Yeah,
so it's like I'm used to it now.
We have a rapport of it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we have the setup. It's so easy. You just show up, just do it, and it's just.
But this didn't come easily.
But it's taught me a lot, though.
3 years to get to.
But it's taught me a lot. Like this was an idea that you had,
mm-hmm.
and it took us like doing it, like just me coming over here and us recording the video just to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, things don't happen unless you set a course of action.
Exactly.
And just do it. And I used to kind of like wish for things, but not take action.
What do you mean?
Like when you first met me,
mm-hmm.
I didn't really take a lot of action.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
I was just like a pure dreamer,
Dude, that's what I'm saying, and I've seen, and at first I would get that frustration, try to get it off on the podcast that we had, and it was like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, you say you do something and then you fall back on it, and I've seen it. And
remember
now it's like
the script.
Yeah, like it was such a problem. We're talking about the script a movie that's never been
script that we're probably never gonna do.
I see myself in the future, and I know this YouTube thing is gonna kick off. I just can't tell you when specifically.
Yeah.
But like,
who knows?
I know, but when it happens, you're gonna be part of it.
Yeah.
People are gonna be back, be like, man, this series, like, I hope in the future people watch it, be like, yo, bring this series back, back, like what you guys been doing.
Yeah.
But
there's gonna be that dedicated few that will want the series.
Exactly,
back.
and for those watching in the future that want to let me know, because this channel isn't stopping, I'm not gonna stop this channel. Comment in the future and be like, yo, bring this series back, because this series, we're gonna tell you what's gonna happen with it. It's done. After this part, there's no more parts,
right?
Unless if it is asked for. If people have a demand, or if people find it in the future, because you put a YouTube video out today, it might not get found by years thousands
later,
into years later. So me and Brian, we're still gonna keep this rapport. He'll still be. Hopefully, you're still in some vlogs. Like when we, I still want to continue that whole food, vlog
food adventures.
Those are cool. Like the next one we're gonna do is Five Guys,
sure.
right?
For sure.
Five Guys.
Yeah, Five Guys. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
We just have to find the people. But what I want to tell you is, like, in 20 years, dude, like looking at like the guy from work, I was like, I don't want to be him.
No.
I want to be out of debt.
I appreciate having people in my life too that I look at and I'm like, I don't want to be where you are.
Yeah.
Those
because you
need
necessary. To. You need to, because if everybody was perfect, then the smallest thing would be the biggest issue.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is what's happening in life, but we don't realize it because we're like, oh my God, I see myself in 20 years being in my 40s, being able to say I have money. Like, I'm saying this right now, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling everybody watching, like, dude, in 20 years, I will be a multimillionaire.
Well, I told you about that, the Roth IRA thing. Or
yeah, dude.
It's like, just expand your mind, because it's like...
Well, no, because I'm thinking for
it's like if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can't do it.
You can't.
And you never will. If you just sit and make a plan and budget, then you're able to do it.
Correct.
It's crazy. It's like somebody's lawn mowing. No. Is one of the windows open? Or?
I don't know.
Let's just pause it.
Let's pause it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go pause it right here.
Yeah.
Before we got rudely interrupted
by lawnmower man.
Yeah. Like, seriously, dude, you had to do it today. But I get it. They're trying to get their route done before the 4th of July.
The rain and all that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Get their money worth. Everybody got to get money. But so going back to the topic that we were talking about, following this plan and having this whole thing, and I didn't want this to be like a second part to like the first part, which was about money.
I mean, that's fine, because it kind of does ties
close circle?
Like yeah.
Oh, it comes in full circle. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, you don't
talking
even,
about the pillars of life.
Yeah, you don't even. Yeah. Okay, so and I hate when people say and. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what you're saying. Explain it to me. But going back to what we're talking about, I truly see myself, dude. Like, and I'm not saying this just to say it, but I do want to be the first millionaire in my family tree.
Oh yeah,
like
we'll both be the first millionaires in our family tree.
I don't know, but you know what?
Just messing with you. Rodrigo's got a point. I'm gonna be a billionaire.
No, but it's not that hard, dude. Like, once you look into this financial stuff and you realize that, like, what a net worth is, and if your house is owned this much, and you have a pay, like, you can be a million. Like,
you can. It's perfectly obtainable.
It is.
Yeah.
But you need guidance to there. And my guidance is this guy who Brian put me on, who has a YouTube channel that you can watch the videos for free as long as you have as long as you have a smartphone.
What does he always say? Adults develop a plan and follow through, and children do what feels good.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We've been acting like children.
We have for 25 years, dude.
I'm gonna buy this because it feels good.
But listen, I'm glad that this, like, I expressed to you personally, like, I'm glad this happened to me now at 25.
Exactly. So
it doesn't happen to me in 20 years.
We're the same. Exactly. We're in the same boat.
So in 10 years, we can be close to being, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I can tell you in 20 years, hopefully we're both alive to see that. And I can be inviting you.
Pretty sure I'll be alive. I'm not dying until I'm 125.
So I'm hoping.
I don't want to be 125.
I don't know.
I'll be bones.
No, but I'm hoping to, like, on a serious note, like, I'm hoping that I can invite you over.
Yeah.
You know, to a hot, you know, I'm not gonna be living
well,
here. Well,
you'll have the AC on hopefully by that time.
And I have a better studio.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's all baby steps.
It's all baby steps.
This is where did we start? Where were we 3 years ago?
Exactly.
Where were we?
In a garage.
Whose garage?
Yeah, your garage.
Not my garage.
Yeah, your parents' garage.
My parents'
You're
garage.
right.
Now we're in my own place.
That's true. And now he needs a garage.
That is.
That's the next step.
That's so.
So eventually we'll evolve into being in your garage. So we still got a long ways to go.
No, but hopefully, I can safely say in 20 years, hopefully, God willing, you know, I have some, you know, have 2 healthy boys, healthy girl,
You're gonna have 2 healthy girls and 1 healthy boy.
Hey, if I get a boy first and then I get a girl again, it is perfectly fine. I'll be happy, God willing, just healthy babies.
Exactly.
But with that being
said, this is Rodrigo and I'm out. That's just it. That's the series.
No, but hopefully we can actually look back in 20 years and be sitting and be like, damn, Brian, you did it. I did it.
Yeah.
Like, we can, you know, I don't like thinking that far out, but the path that we're going to take the next 5 years. And I know we're talking off camera while we're waiting for the intermission.
Yeah.
Talking about how long you started a budget and I started a budget.
Yeah.
So now, 7 months later from January, like, we didn't know what we were talking. Like, we just knew we had to save money and don't do. Like, dude, listening and editing that first episode, I'm like, dude, I even said that if you have credit card, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I said it before I even knew this guy.
It's a giant learning arc, and we learn new things every day. Like, even now, we don't know, like, even close to everything there is to know about financial things, but we know more than we did 6 months ago.
For sure.
That's what counts.
I feel like I knew the basics.
Yeah.
But I wasn't practicing. I work hard for my money.
Yeah.
And why am I responsible to give my money away to all these credit card companies?
Well, you know, every time you spend money, you're spending your life because you work for your money. You're spending time to get money.
I did math.
Mm-hmm.
If today Rodrigo had
debt,
if I had no debt,
yeah,
I can have an extra $1,000 sitting in my bank account every month.
Oh yeah.
If I had no debt, if I didn't have to pay nothing, and I had like just the basics, gas,
just your bills and just
rent,
basics,
whatever,
food. And you can eat good food too. You can eat really healthy, good food. That whole thing where it's like, oh, I can't afford it, it's too expensive. No. You're buying other things. That's the reason you can't afford the good food, because you're prioritizing, something else rather than good food. You know?
Exactly.
So it's like, that's...
You can do it.
Yeah, you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because... I don't know, I just had a brain fart. It's really hot in here.
The title of the episode is called What's Next? So let's start with 20 years. What do you see in 20 years? Myself, like I just said, I hope I have some, healthy kids, happy wife, in a house that I've built for cash, have no debt, have some nice cars in the front, and just dealing life and still making videos. Like, that's what I want to be in 20 years.
In 20 years, I'll be financially independent, retired, not having to work anymore. I'm going to own a few buildings, have people rent from them, cash flow.
Okay.
That's my big goal. And then that's when I could start my passion, like filmmaking and stuff,
But that's the crazy thing. Like, I'm not even... It's
I know
funny
people
that
say, do it when you're young, man. You're passionate about it. I'm like, no, I got to get all the trash away. That way I can focus on what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Because
then you can be like a Quentin Tarantino and
then I could just make
great
movies I'm passionate about, dude. And I'm not, like, waiting for a check to come in, If I'm trying to be a filmmaker, I'm waiting for a check to come in. I'm going to be waiting a long time.
That's true.
Like, I'm hoping my short film's gonna make me money. It's like, it's not. Alright? It's not. Unless you're, like, working for Universal Pictures or something, or Disney. Like, you're a real filmmaker, like, making real movies for Hollywood. You're not gonna make money as a filmmaker, So I had to get realistic. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be a filmmaker. But I have to be realistic in, like, what will actually bring me the wealth I'm seeking, you know? Like,
so before you get to that point, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
10 years from now, let's see, I'll be
35, 36.
37.
Okay.
37.
I'll be 35.
10 years from now, I see myself owning 1 or 2 properties and almost close to retiring.
10 years from now, I see myself making the move of living in the new state that I want to. And starting from there, you know, getting, situated with the area and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, once again, having hopefully a couple kids. I want to knock them out early, dude. I don't want to I
don't want to be that old
I don't
guy
want to be,
with kids,
I don't want to be that.
You want to be dealing with that when you're 70?
I want to be 50 and I want my kid, if I'm 50, I want my kids to be like 20.
Yeah.
Just so they can appreciate it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But that's that. And going back to most recently, in order for us to get to 10 and 20 years, how long is it going to take you from today? Because you said you did a budget shortly, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long is it going to take you to get out of debt?
To pay off my...
To actually start snowballing.
Yeah, to pay off all my like credit card debt, which is like the giant bulk of it.
Do you think you feel comfortable talking to them and letting them know what's going on?
Yeah, August 2020, I will be debt free.
Wow, that's a year and a month?
Yep.
13 months?
I figured it out.
For me, it's 16 months.
Yeah. I mean, because it depends on your budget and what you're...
And it depends how much you're making, so if you don't get, like...
Exactly.
I'm talking about, like, if I were not to get a raise from here to next 16 months...
Because that could change.
Exactly.
That could change.
So that 16 months could it be... But I know that if I were to stay where I'm at right now, no raise, no nothing, 16 months.
But, you know, as Dave Ramsey always says, attack your smallest debt with a fury. You know?
Sure.
You just unleash everything you've got on it. That way you can save later. You know, you could save... You know, because I'm really looking forward to that point in time where I can save up 6 months of living expenses, you know, in my bank account. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to being able for it to be January and I can save $1,000 and I can say, hey, I already have the money for Christmas.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year, it's save, live comfortably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not live...
Just...
Yeah, like people think, oh, you gotta live like...
You gotta be a cheapskate.
Yeah,
no, it's not that. Once you get out of debt...
You just gotta figure out what you spend.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
try to cut corners if you can, you know?
I'm taking my metal card.
Mm-hmm.
Take this as an example. I'm just gonna cut them.
Yeah.
Do you believe in cutting all your credit cards, or are you gonna keep one? Because that's where I differ with this man.
Yeah, I
differ with him in that
I know what you mean. I mean, he doesn't want a credit score at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's bad to have a credit score as long as it's really good. Now when you, right? Because if there's a game in place, right? You're going to just stop playing the game, or you're going to get good at it and win the game, right?
With the knowledge that you have.
With the knowledge that you have. So with the knowledge that we have, like with the knowledge that I have, I'm basically planning on, after I'm done with my credit cards, just putting like a Netflix bill on each card or whatever. Just paying it off every month.
That's your goal. I'll show you.
And dude, it's gonna shoot up like crazy.
My idea is to legit. I have 3 credit cards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna legit cut off 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like literally cutting them off, and I'm gonna keep one Visa because Visa's taken almost everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep the one with the smallest credit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
With the one that has the most, I'm not gonna ask for a raise or anything because I've done that. I've been there. I've done that, and I'm in this hole because of that.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get an increase?
But
every 6 months?
If you're gonna, that's the thing. You can keep credit cards as long as you know you're not gonna use them. Like, you know.
Well, here's my thing.
If you're that guy and you're gonna like go out and buy the PlayStation 5 or something like that, just get rid of your credit cards. You're better off. And I think that's Dave Ramsey's point.
Yeah.
When he says cut them off.
My thing is, well, no, he literally means put them through a shredder.
Yeah.
But for me, what I'm thinking, and I don't know how you feel about it, what I'll be doing is cutting 2 of them off, keeping that one with the least amount of credit available, keep that one, and like what you said, put like 2 or 3 reoccurring bills.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'll give you an example. My Apple Music, it's $10. Keep that there.
Yeah.
I don't care about the points. I don't care about anything.
No,
just doing that.
Yeah.
And then
points are stupid.
Yeah,
by the way,
dude. I realized that you need, in order to get $1,000 in points, you need to spend $100,000.
Yeah, it's so stupid, dude.
Dude, have you seen the
episode where like Dave Ramsey's like, I never heard a millionaire say, I made all my money off of credit card
Dude, it's
points.
so true. It's so freaking true. Like,
I don't care about credit card points at all.
No, but he's completely right. So I'm interested. It's interesting to hear you say.
Yeah.
Did I just like mumble for like this? Did you hear that?
You should zoom in on your face when you say that.
They'd be like, is my computer, my phone freezing? What's going on? I'm keeping that in there.
Yeah.
But like I was telling you, like it's crazy that we think about that, about having at least one credit card, because I know how you feel about your credit score, and I feel the same way. I get him saying delete everything, but man, if we get to that point where we get out of debt, I think you and I have both understand we don't ever want to be there.
Right, exactly.
So that's why out of 3 credit cards, guess what I'm going to do? Cut them. And when they ask me, oh, here's your new credit card.
I'm actually most likely keeping all of them and getting more. Because you want a higher...
Oh, you're going to do the opposite.
You want a higher credit limit. And the reason is not to use it. But the thing is that when you... I know what you're talking about, but be careful if you go down that road. Rate. Yeah, but be careful down that road. Because I got there, and I got to a credit card. I was 22, 21 years old, and I got approved for $25,000. Yeah.
On American Express.
Yeah.
You should not give a 22-year-old $25,000. Because I could have made one big purchase, said yes, and I would have been screwed with $25,000. Even though my debt, okay. So what's next for me?
The rule is, put a reoccurring bill like Netflix or something on that credit card, and that's it.
But you want to get more though. But why?
So you can have a higher credit limit.
Well, why don't you do this? Get that one credit card and get that higher limit on one credit card instead of getting 5. You know what I mean? Because
when you look at your credit, like your FICO, they want to see that you can use multiple accounts, and your
FICO. You tell them, hey, I got
no, and your score goes up the more accounts that you have. It's okay to have more accounts as long as you're not paying like yearly fees on them. As long as you're free.
No, but that's the thing though. If you have more accounts, if you get more inquiries, like let's say you open 3 more
inquiries, are okay. You're allowed a few inquiries like a year, as long as you're not doing them all.
That's what I'm saying. How long are you gonna? I'm
not gonna in one day or 1 month. I'm applying for all these credit cards. I'm saying over time.
Okay, I got you.
Maybe like a new credit card.
That's what. Okay, so that's where we differ, and we become 2 different people. Because I'm doing literally the opposite. I'm cutting my 2.
See, the credit. Okay, in the real world, credit exists. It's not going away.
Correct.
Right. So I'm saying if your credit score is high, I understand you can get a house, you can get buildings and stuff without a credit card. I get that, without a credit score. I get that. But you can take advantage. Why not take advantage of lower interest rates on your loans, right? On property and stuff.
Yeah.
No, by having a high credit score,
Well, that's why I say for me it's the same thing.
Credit's bad if you can't manage it. Credit's really good if you can.
That's what I'm saying, but we got to that point where we had to learn how to manage it and be better. So right now, I see you going left, I'm going right. Hopefully we end up at the same. We end up at the same. Trust me, I hope we were not here 10 years from now. People find this series and
I'm living in my car.
I'll be like, yo, Brian, and
I maxed out all my credit, all 10 of my credit.
So remember me getting credit? Well, I got up to $100,000 in credit card.
No,
and
not gonna do that.
Tell you guys, I'm here to tell you, don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, dude, I stuck with my $1,000 credit card.
Yeah.
And I never increased. We'll see. But that's life.
The rule is
not everybody.
Keep a recurring small bill on there.
There's 7 billion people currently now in this world that have been accounted for, and everybody cannot be the same, dude, because it's impossible.
Exactly. My rule is credit cards are not to be used. Correct. You can have them, just don't use them. And if you use them, put one reoccurring bill on there, and don't ever take the credit card with you outside. You leave them in a secure location at home. You don't use them at all.
Well, that's how I had mine.
You only take your debit card and cash.
Yeah.
But,
even then, I stopped taking my debit card.
Yeah. That's smart.
And don't think I'm walking around with hundreds of dollars. People, I have $80 to my account anytime. And if you catch me in the right time of the month, I have $80.
Yeah.
If you catch me towards the end of the month, you catch me with 10 or 5. So.
Right.
But I have the same reason you're saying. But we'll see and we'll try. But at least we both know where we have to get. Where we're going, where we have to get there. So what's next for you? Let's end this series. and tell people what's next for you. That's something not financially, because
something not financial.
My drink's over, so I gotta let's end this video.
Well, I do have some big news. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
this is kind of financial. It is financial.
Go ahead.
But,
Well, I'm not saying like don't like.
I started the series in a really bad position, and I had lost my job and everything, and I took like on a part-time job or whatever, and I was like paycheck to paycheck.
What you're about to tell me? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Oh, gee. Oh, gee.
I just
Okay.
got a full-time job on Friday.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy.
No.
Crazy. Yep.
Now people are gonna think that we're making this up. No, are
Getting
you
paid
serious?
good money. Yeah, getting
With,
paid
with
good money.
what you told me you were gonna do?
No.
You can say it. I'll bleep it out.
Yeah, you're talking about graphic design?
Yeah.
No.
I'll bleep. Okay, that's
something else.
bleep.
I got realistic, and I just thought I'm not making a crazy amount of money, but I'm making way more than I am now. So, and then so
Dude, that.
I know.
you
Isn't
makes
it
me
crazy?
happy.
Like the timing. That wasn't even planned.
That was Friday.
That was Friday.
That you got the okay.
Yep. I got the call. Was like, we want you.
No way.
I was like,
all right, when we get off, tell me what the company
Yeah,
is.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's
Dude,
where I'm.
nervous,
So that's where I'm going.
Good job,
Yeah,
bro.
thanks, man. Thanks. Finally. So that's where I'm going.
Finally,
And
it's
then,
been fucking 6 months since I've
I
been
know.
hearing,
and
listening to. I mean, not like in a
well,
bad way. But
exactly a year ago is when I lost my other job, and when I was plunged into this chaos. So a year later, I'm finally back on my feet. So I'm happy.
Well, now
Really.
100% back on your feet.
I'm back on my feet, dude. I had no money, so
That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm really happy. And next 6 months or whatever, 10 months, like I just want to like.
Are you keeping the part time that you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just getting back on my
I
feet.
still need that hookup.
I'm just repairing everything, So
That's awesome.
that's my plan for.
So that's 40 hours you're running?
Yeah. So.
Dude, you took me for what you told me this all day. Right now I'm like, damn, that's what's next for Brian. Huh?
Yep, that's what's next.
Well, for me, damn, dude, congrats again.
Thank you.
Because I know how bad you needed this, dude. And it's
Yeah, I
like-
did need it really
And as
bad.
a friend, sometimes you get in life where it's like, dude, I wish I had the money I can help you. Cause
Yeah.
Like, you know how he says his last step is always give.
Yeah.
Once you hit those 6 steps of
You have to be
financial-
able to give in order to give. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. And I was trying to do that like a couple years when I was okay, but it didn't make sense. It wasn't right. And now hearing you do this, like, dude, that's wow. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm glad I could show you some progress between
Dude,
episode
I mean,
1 and episode.
and that wasn't even
7.
purpose,
It
though.
wasn't even on purpose. Yeah.
Like, I didn't know this.
Nope. Yep.
I knew you had job interviews because you've been doing it for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And the one career job that you wanted, it didn't work out. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
did not work out.
so it's like, okay, and that just shows you, dude, like, don't get into student loan, don't get into that.
Yes.
But what's next for me is I'm going to give people that message, follow, and I know it's so repetitive, but it's like, right now I'm saying this because I am in that same process as everybody else, follow your dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to make this series. I didn't have to be like, I'm picking July. Like, you didn't get the whole concept. People probably
I didn't, yeah.
But it's
Took
like,
them,
I'm
3 times
still
or
doing it. I did it. Next Monday, there's still going to be a regular vlog. I am going to, and I've always done, I'm a fan of interviews. Since you've met me, I've always listened to interviews. I've always listened to podcasts.
Yeah.
I love audio, listening to audio.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? What's next for me? Me and you did this series. It's episode 7. I feel as most comfortable as I have ever felt right now talking to in front of a camera with a light.
Yeah.
I'm open. I'm doing it's not a spin-off of the show.
Yeah.
But I'm doing something I've always wanted to do on this channel, and is have a free platform show.
Free platform show.
Meaning I'm going to be talking off my experience, my stories, my life stories that I've shared with you, like in person, like, just when we're hanging out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be doing it for video. I'm going to be doing it for my channel.
Cool.
And
People will really tune into that.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious.
Oh, okay.
Because you're actually providing value.
Well, if you want to know, and this is the crazy thing, I can't tell people when it will be out because I don't know yet, but I already have 20 episodes lined up.
Wow.
Like, I already talked about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recording for 15 minutes, and the episodes are all going to be 11 minutes long.
Okay.
11 minutes.
Cool.
And they're going to be, at first, they're going to be uploaded Fridays. But I have to figure out what's the perfect, like, you know how I'm with dates, and I'm big on that. So, because if this series does, I don't want to call it a series, if what I'm doing turns out to be successful, it might replace my vlogs. So, like, in a month, like, let's say there's 1 month, I might do 3 regular vlogs.
I know what you mean,
and 1 of that. Yeah. But if that starts picking up steam and people are like, yo, we just want to hear you talk, it's going to be
I think they will.
Way easier.
I think they will, because like I said earlier, you're providing value. Like, people want to hear what you have to say.
That, and also on top of that, because I don't want to give away how much I've been in debt, because I was going to do that in this video, but I'm going to save it for one of my videos. But, I mean, future video, I should say. But what I do have to say...
I'm getting lightheaded, bro.
It's so hot in here, dude.
It's so hot in here.
It's funny because the first episode was so cold and we had...
Yeah. I'd rather it be cold, dude.
You really?
Yeah, oh yeah, I do way better in the cold.
You rather die in heat or
I'd rather
cold?
die in cold.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, hot would suck, right?
Yeah,
because if you survive,
you're all sweady and everything. I rather get
all right, so let's end this up. So the show's gonna be called Open Forum.
Cool.
With that show is me being able to be more. I feel like once I can talk, and if I'm comfortable,
you can actually share your ideas and everything.
Share my ideas. Get better at it, because think about it, 20 episodes after, like if it took 7 episodes for me to feel as comfortable as I feel right now, imagine 20 episodes of me doing it on my own.
Right.
So not only is that going to help me give value to the channel, give value to people watching it, but at the same time it's going to make my vlogs better.
Yeah.
Because when I'm out in public, I'm not going to be so like, oh, this is the first time I pick up the camera. No, I do this, right? Black shirt, white shirt. I know I'm doing white back-to-back episodes.
I did black back to back.
Did you?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, we're like the same thing in like half the episodes. Spoiler alert.
No, this is the last episode.
I know.
Jesus,
I know. I realized that after.
I told you, it's after Memorial Day. I wear white, and the reason I'm wearing this bandana is because 2 years ago today was my last day in the Dominican Republic.
You're really pushing it.
Just drink some water, dude.
Bro, it's not even cold anymore.
Alright,
so come on.
I don't have any. Okay, I'm just gonna do it there.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, my hair's fit.
The last episode was the hardest because of the heat.
Yeah, imagine. Good thing we didn't do it next month. Dude. Oh my God. Like August, we'd be dying in here.
It's 130 degrees in here. That's it.
Go ahead.
It's been great. So we'll see you next time. We'll end it right there.
Oh man. Just turn off the...
Man, where's the button? Jesus.